Hey everybody, guys and girls, what's going on? This is Rick from Studio Spades, and today I am going to show you the process behind photo bashing, not in Photoshop but directly in After Effects. It's a great way to quickly combine multiple photos by multiple photographers and combine them into a new and unique end result. It's going to be this sort of surreal animation which I made, and I hope you enjoy this process video. So how I made it was, of course, in After Effects, and I used a lot of photographs from pexels.com, which is a stock website that supplies a lot of free photographs and videos for you to use. And yeah, it's just a great resource for these kinds of pictures that I'm using in this photo bash video animation thing. Okay, so I started off by searching for a lot of photographs on pexels.com of mountains and forests and clouds and even some animals, and I just started combining them in After Effects. And in order to quickly remove any unwanted backgrounds from these photographs, I used the composite brush plugin. It is a paid plugin, and this is not an advertisement. I'm not being paid by the developers. I just really like this plugin. So composite brush, you can get it on aescripts.com, maybe some other websites, but I'll put the aescripts link in the description below. I'm not sure what the price is at this moment. I think I bought it for $40, which is not cheap, but it's a fantastic plugin. So you've already seen me use it a couple of times. I basically added to every layer in this animation because composite brush allows you to quickly key out certain colors. It's a tool to quickly select and edit certain colors in your footage. So in this case, I'm using photographs, but you can also use composite brush on videos. And it kind of works like the magic wand in Photoshop. You just select what you want to select, like a green screen background, for example, or in this case, a white bluish sky of a mountain photograph. I select it, and then the great thing about this tool is your selection can be used for masking or as an alpha. So when you select a sky or a green screen, for example, with the composite brush tool, and you select replace alpha in the drop-down menu, that part disappears. So you can quickly cut out unwanted elements of your photographs to easily combine them and layer them and stack them in After Effects. So yeah, like I said, it's kind of like the magic wand in Photoshop. It's really handy, and it again also works on video as well. One tip though is to, since it is like the magic wand, you really need photographs or videos with a strong contrast and a uncluttered background. So yeah, green screens, walls, that kind of stuff, or skies of a saturated color. that way the tool knows best what to select and what to leave out of your selection. So keep that in mind when you're looking for footage. But still, the tool does a really great job, and you can tweak the algorithm to better work with certain photos. But in this photo of this manta ray, for example, you can see it selects a part of the body of the manta ray as well, because it selects the same colors of or colors that are near each other, of course. So I guess the manta ray in this case had some colors that were also featured in the background, which I selected. So the tool removed that too. So I had to go in and do it by hand here. Just cut out the manta ray with the pen tool. I really like the pen tool, by the way. I know some people dislike using it, but if you use it in combination with the Alt button on Windows, just keep your thumb on Alt, and whenever you make a arc with the pen tool, you can always use Alt to tweak the second half of the arc, which just gives you way more control over this tool. So yeah, now I'm overlaying a photograph of some God rays that were shot on the water. I think it's called refraction, if I'm not mistaken. And when you overlap a photo like this over all the other photos, it kind of blends it together in a certain way, because it's the top photo. So yeah, it just makes the other photos gel together a bit more nicely, I think. So right now you can see the tool doesn't really catch every speck in this photograph. I guess because there's just too much of it and too little contrast. So I couldn't really get it to work on that photograph. Composite brush didn't really work on this photo as well, which kind of makes sense. But yeah, sometimes you just have to cut it out by hand with the pen tool. And again, I'm using Alt here to tweak the second half of the arcs, which I draw around the jellyfish. So I came across this weird bug, I think. So right now I already have quite a lot of layers using composite brush, and when I switch the render preview to something different, right now it's on a quarter quality. The mountain on the right, you will see it, I guess, later after animating the jellyfish. The mountain on the right, the composite brush started selecting more stuff in the background. It looks weird. You can see it on the right now. It keeps selecting parts of the mountain for some reason, so I had to redo that. I guess that's just something that happens when you have a lot of layers using this plugin, but yeah, you can quickly redo it, which doesn't make it really that much of a problem. So right now I'm putting a wave warp on some of the layers to give it more movement and to give the God rays a more watery look, wavy. Okay, so right now I duplicated the jellyfish and then tweaked some of the settings to make it more distinct from the other jellyfish. Otherwise you got two exact copies and that just looks boring. By just tweaking some of the wave warp settings, for example, you can make the other one more unique. One important part, of course, is that a lot of the photographs don't really work together because they're shot by multiple photographers, and you have different different settings, different lighting conditions. So in order to make the photos resemble each other more, I use the lumetri color effect, which comes with After Effects, and then either tweak the highlights or the shadows to make them resemble each other more, and also desaturate the photos, because things that are more distant from the camera tend to be more desaturated and lose a bit of color and impact, while things in the front are usually more saturated and more colorful. I guess that's a result of the atmosphere. So you see me pop out of the camera a few times. That's done by selecting the custom view in the drop-down menu above the timeline, and that way you pop out of the camera, and when you have all your layers turned into 3D objects, you can really easily offset them in the depth in the Z-axis. And you see me doing that here, so that you really get a lot of depth to the animation, especially when you zoom in or move the camera. You see the depth in the layers, and they overlap quicker, of course, when they're near the camera, and slower when they're in the distance. And this difference in this difference in movement of those layers really sells the depth of the piece. So I'm just dragging the mountains into the background. The sky is all the way in the back. There are some castles in front of the mountains. In front of the castles there are some trees. And the underwater God rays are on top. And that's it. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure to like the video and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. It will help me to make more videos for you. And also, please take a look at my website where I sell some products for content creators. But there are also quite a lot of free products in my shop. So take a look. You can get some free downloads over there. I'll put the link in the description as well. And that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it and take care.